Good morning. It's a lovely sort of sunny day. Non-fiction today, which I love because it, it's a good break, I think, between fiction to get your head in a different space. So today we're looking at Don't Pack the Stress by Peter Black. And this is quite useful for me. I wish I'd had it a little while ago, actually, because being an army family for many years, we moved every 18 months-ish. We didn't move as a whole unit, we moved individually. So that was quite an experience. And so when we finally decided that we would leave the army, we very much also decided that we would buy a house that we would never ever leave again. Some people find moving, a really exciting process, and I think if you can, try to change your mindset to look at it as an opportunity and all that kind of thing, it definitely helps. I found moving extremely stressful, mostly because I wasn't in control of any element of it. I wouldn't choose where we went, where we lived, the house, anything about it. So this book would have been very useful for me then, and it was really nice to read over and sort of pat myself on the back where I had managed to do some of the things Peter suggests. He's a psychologist, and he's really looking at house moving. There are 5 quite distinct sections. Excuse me, still got my chest infection. There are 5 quite distinct sections, and they really walk you through kind of why you're moving, how you feel about that, how you can, what you can work on yourself to change your mindset around how you feel about that. The sort of practicalities of moving are covered. And also, it's very clever. I mean, it's very in-depth. The only thing I would say about it that I think would improve it, it's completely thorough. There's nothing I would add other than a few pictures, just because it's quite dense and there's a huge amount of information in there. And I really think, you would need it well in advance of a move. It would actually be brilliant to offer to army families, I would think. You'd need it in advance, and it walks you through all of the different elements of moving around. It's a really stressful process, and even if you're happy about it, even if it's exciting, I mean, moving into our family home now was a brilliant thing, but nevertheless it was also quite stressful. There was lots of work that we needed to do. There was lots of things to organise, and it's a really lovely sort of support, I suppose. It's like a support structure you could have with you to just help you through all of the elements of moving that do make it extremely stressful. So I would recommend it. I mean, it's quite niche, it's quite useful, but I mean, it would be lovely. It would be a really lovely gift to someone maybe leaving university who is going to go through this process possibly many times, or maybe some people that are getting married or moving in together, or people that are going to go through this process. I think it would be a really lovely gift, because I think it's something that if you've been through it however many times, it can be stressful, but it's a very difficult thing to support someone else with because it's so personal. I think moving house, leaving house, buying a house, renting a house, or wherever, choosing where to live is an intensely personal situation, and it's a very kind of it's not all logical either. The original house that I wanted to buy didn't have a roof, and I wanted it and I loved it, and ever practical Mr. Average had some reservations about that. We didn't end up buying that one, but this one I fell in love with, and it's not always a logical thing. It's quite an emotional process, and I really feel that this book would support people with all of the elements of moving, to make it something less stressful and something much more positive, and can I say enjoyable? I don't know if I would use that word, but the words he uses calmly, and I think that's quite nice. So well done, Peter. It's a lovely book, helpful, wise, and useful as well.